هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله؟ هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Know Your Charity. This is a program on Hilaal TV where we feature various NGOs and the work that they are doing. Today we are featuring Miftah uloom. Now it is an organization that is still going through a lot of challenges, but they have come a long way in various of the madrasas that they have been involved in. Joining me to discuss Miftah uloom, I'd like to welcome Maulana Ahmed Alawi. Maulana, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It's a pleasure being here.
No, a pleasure is ours. Maulana, let's give the viewers just a brief history of Miftah uloom.
Basically, we started from a Coca-Cola warehouse. It was a madrasa, a normal maktab, and the learners used to come to the warehouse. We didn't have a school for them to attend. So they used to come to the warehouse in the afternoon from 3 to 5, teach them madrasa, normal alif and wafamaba and those things. And then from there they used to go home in the afternoon to non-Muslim parents, some to relatives which were not Muslim. And we had this concern that although they're learning about Islam and learning about Deen, they're all Muslim, but then they're going home in the afternoon, they're going, what are they eating, where do they sleep, where they... So we had this concern that we have to organize or build a structure or open up such a madrasa where we can keep them with us full time. So we started one person came to us and he donated to us a house in El Dorado Park in Extension 2. And fortunately, it was running for a while, but unfortunately it became too small. So we moved to a bigger premises. In around the year 1999-2000, we moved to a bigger premises, but that also became too small. So somebody donated us a piece of land, and with the help of the donors and our well-wishers and sponsors, we managed to build our own premises in an area called Vlakfontein, or in an area called Pumlamkash, which is an informal settlement area towards the south of Lenasia. Eventually, we managed to complete the project, and we moved from El Dorado Park into this premises, and we've been there for the past 14-15 years now. Alhamdulillah, over this time, many girls have qualified, have become alimas, and they also teach in the areas, they basically from all around the world. We have learners from as far as Tanzania, Zanzibar, Malawi, Maputo, all these areas that used to come and study by us. And when they completed, alhamdulillah, they go back to the areas, and they teach Deen in the areas. They, alhamdulillah, open up their own madrasas and teach from there. So, alhamdulillah, we've had quite a few. I think, if I stand correct, but I think there's approximately 48 learners that has already qualified in this time as completed alimas.
No, alhamdulillah. The intention of the founders, why was there a need to create Miftah uloom?
The reason why they needed to create it was the other Darul Ulooms in the areas, unfortunately, well, I can't say unfortunately, but they do the alima classes through the Urdu medium. Now, these learners that we had, they don't speak the English language so fluently, so we first had to teach them English and then Urdu and then Arabic. So we decided we're going to not do any Urdu in the madrasa. We're going to teach them directly from English into Arabic. So our madrasa does not cater for any Urdu learners. So the reason being, like I explained, it's difficult for them to understand the Arabic language through their language. So we first had to make sure that they understood English. So we set the criteria that before we enroll or enlist any of these learners, they must be 13 years and older. They must be able to look after themselves, make up their own beds, be able to wash their own clothes, and they must be able to read English. So when they fulfill this criteria, then we accept them on board.
No, alhamdulillah. Well, there's a lot of challenges that Miftah uloom had to go through. One of them, I mean, you're telling me of when the madrasa had started, they were learning on concrete floors. It doesn't make life easy.
Look, if we look at the original madrasa that was started with Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, also it was in a little house in Darul Arkam, and so wherever we're learning about Allah Ta'ala's deen, Allah Ta'ala puts khair and barakah, but it was difficult for these learners. They come from, and are responsible for them. They come from their homes, their luxuries and their comfort, and they come from various countries, and then the least we can do is to make sure that they are comfortable. So we tried, initially it was hard concrete floors. We managed to get donors and sponsors through the media, and alhamdulillah, now we have fully fitted carpets, we have beautiful Jamaat Khana, the dormitories are very well, alhamdulillah, very well catered for, and double bunks and things. So it has come a long way, but it is still not ideal. We have a situation where we're struggling with water on the premises. We have to use borehole. There's no electricity. There's no electricity on the premises, so we have to utilize gas or generator or solar, and those are very, very costly to maintain and to run every month.
I want to touch upon the problems that the madrasa has with the council, because there are various challenges, especially with regards to maintenance and electricity. How is Miftah uloom able to overcome that? Because those are challenges that, I mean, the council needs to attend to, but you're telling me of sometimes they're just not there.
Look, initially when we moved into this premises, onto this land, the vacant land, there was water, there was electricity. Unfortunately, with the informal settlements coming up around us, it's like spread like wildfire overnight. So within a couple of weeks, there was nothing, just farmland. When these informal settlements came up, they started tapping into our electricity and into our water. The council then, because of them making illegal connections, these boxes started burning, and they had to replace it every time. So after the third or the fourth time of the council replacing it, they just felt that they're not going to do it anymore. So they stopped supplying us with electricity. The whole entire power supply unit box was taken, and it was disconnected from the council. So we then had to go and speak to donors and speak to people to assist us regarding solar and gas, and also with solar power, and with trying to get us water to be able to be pumped out of the ground using solar, because there's no electricity. So everything that we do on the premises basically is run through solar or gas. So basically we're using solar, we're using gas, and we're using inverters. So battery, and then sometimes even the water that we need, the pump backs up, then we need to get a new pump. But those things are not easy to acquire because it's solar generated. It has to be a solar pump that pumps the water out of the ground. Now, all those are very difficult and it's very, very expensive. I can give you more or less just a brief cost of what it costs to buy a pump for this. Is approximately in the region of between 8,000 and 10,000 rand, just to pump to get the water out of that. And those things last like a maximum of 2 years. Then you have to replace them. And then your solar panels, and you have these rowdy neighbors. Because of the solar panels, they tend to throw stones and break the glasses. And so we have lots of challenges with it. And then because we have a borehole, the area now don't have water, so they're standing in queues to come and take water from us. And if the sun is not out to generate us our solar, then we have to put diesel and petrol, and that is expensive. So we have some challenges, alhamdulillah, but we trying.
Alhamdulillah. Well, after the break, we're going to just touch on the projects that Miftah uloom currently conducting from a education point of view, and then the current Ramadan projects and how you as the viewer can help contribute to. Stay tuned.
لا يعلمها إلا الله لا يعلمها إلا الله.
Welcome back to Know Your Charity. Today we are previewing and looking at Miftah uloom. They are based in the south of Johannesburg. Mulana, talk about some of the work that has been done by Miftah uloom from an educational point of view.
Okay, since its inception in 1999-2000, our learners have qualified as alimas. So they basically, we have every year We have around 5 to 6 learners that qualify, and what they do then, they become teachers in their various countries. So alimas meaning that they have completed, alhamdulillah, Bukhari Hadith, Muslim Sharif, and they, from a fiqh point of view, we teach them both madhabs, the Hanafi and the Shafi fiqh madhab. So alhamdulillah, they are quite capable to go into any madaris and be able to teach any of the kitabs that the madrasas are catering for. So alhamdulillah, our girls are quite qualified, alhamdulillah, in that regard, and we have quite notable and important people that has come and done our Bukhari Jalsas for us over the past few years. So it's not just ordinary our teachers, but important people in the communities like Miftah AK and those people that have come and done Bukhari Jalsas for us, alhamdulillah. So the girls, and okay, that's from the Dini point of view. Then we also run, occasionally we have parcels that we contribute towards the neighboring areas, and we contribute and we assist, we try and help them, because there's a lot of poor people around the area, so we try and do parcels and the things for them. Also we assist them with the water part. So from a Dini point of view, we've got 50 learners at the moment. We can't cater for any more because of the size of our dormitories. So our current projects that we're running, we'd like to do, we're busy with, we have given a quotation, or we have given our plans to some of the hardwares. They're busy working out quotations for us. So we're trying to increase the size of the amount of learners that is requested. You see what we do, we have another madrasa in an area in Maputo. Now this is basically a feeder madrasa. The feeder madrasa, what they do is, they will get the girls ready. By the time they reach 13 years old, they are ready to just walk into our madrasa without any problems, so that they can immediately start with their first year kitabs. So these madrasas, what we do is, we send a husband and wife to Maputo. We have a jalsa type of thing where we feed the local people from the area, invite all the Muslim people, and then we present our madrasa to them. So they will then, what they will do is, they will prepare their girls and then arrange, as soon as they're ready, then send them to, so every year, when 6-7 qualifies here, then a new 6-7 comes from there. So it's a feeder thing, it's an ongoing thing that will run continuously, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala make it continue for as long as possible, inshallah. So that's what we do from a madrasa point of view. And then when they qualify, we try and find them jobs in our local areas. Quite a few of them are teaching in the maktab, the LMA madrasas in the afternoon after they qualify by our madrasas.
I mean, Maulana, despite all the challenges, what is happening from a Dini perspective, it must bring you some sort of happiness, doesn't it?
Alhamdulillah, if we we do this for the akhirah, and everything that we do solely for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope it just, and having this ihtisab, this reality that Allah ta'ala will accept from us. So as you see the learners, alhamdulillah, when they open up a Quran, or they open up fiqh kitabs, or they open up the hadith kitab, and they are able to read for you without fathas and kasras, and they read this and understand beautiful, and how they explain, and how when they come across certain ayats of the Quran, how it affects them, they cry. And alhamdulillah, it's, even if one person from all these years that we in the madrasa, if one person is saved from the fire of Jannah, then our akhirah is made, inshallah. We hope so.
Ramadan this year, what are some of the projects being done by Miftah uloom?
We don't really have much that we assist in Ramadan, but there are a lot of people around the areas that assist us regarding our iftars and our series and stuff. So alhamdulillah, we have one organization based in Indonesia. They don't want us to give any names, but they have taken on themselves to provide every meal, iftar meal, for the rest of the Ramadan, every day, alhamdulillah, besides Sunday. So the only thing we have to do is cook for the girls on a Sunday. But Monday to Saturday, alhamdulillah, the meals are being prepared. They supply us with biryani and chaprals and steak things, and alhamdulillah, the girls are very, very happy, because you must remember, they are away from home. Some of them come in January and they go home in December.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. So 12 months in the madrasa, they're missing mommy's cooking. In fact, they're missing their parents. So it's a lot of sacrifice for them. In certain areas, there's madrasas that actually stay the entire 5 years. So it's a lot of sacrifice that they going through. But by us, alhamdulillah, they are allowed to go home in December and they come back in January. So it's a long time. 12 months to stay in the madrasa is quite a long time. But alhamdulillah, they quite willing and they keen. They know that it's for their own akhirah and that it's for recognizing and understanding the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they do it willingly. There's no one there that's forced or that's come there out of forcing from their parents or anybody. They're there willingly and they prepared to spend that 5-6 years that they're doing with us, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Maulana, if our viewers watching want to get involved and contribute towards Miftah uloom, what do they need to do?
Okay, we do have a website which is not running too fluently, too good at the moment, but they can contact on, I think there will be a number on the bottom of the screen that will come up on our advert, and they can transfer money directly into our FNB Zakat account and Lila account. It's actually, if we look at the monthly cost for a learner, if you look at one learner and you say 3 meals a day at a minimum of 30 Rand, which gives you approximately 90 Rand a day. At 30 days is almost 3,000 Rand. That's only meals. So it costs us for one learner approximately 3,000 Rand just on meals for the month. We've got 50 learners like that.
Yes.
And then toiletries, as you know, with girls, they need extra toiletries, and then their kitabs, and then whatever it is that they need, their creams and their aftershaves and those things, all those things is very, very costly. So whoever can contribute towards this, it costs basically to run one learner a month, a cost of 5,000 Rand.
Sure.
That's what it costs us to run one learner a month, 5,000 Rand. So we totally dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sending the people to assist us, but totally dependent on the business people and our well-wishers and contributors out there. These are the people that help. Alhamdulillah, I've been running for the past 24 years, since 1999, it's 2023 now, 24 years, and there's no reason why we should stop. Allah ta'ala will look, if it's Allah ta'ala's deen, and He will definitely look after it. We just ask for the public to assist where they can, inshallah.
Ameen. One final question, Maulana. The future of Miftah uloom, any other projects that you're looking towards for the sake of deen?
Okay, the area that we're in, because of the squatters that has come up, we found that there's a lot of Muslim people that have moved into the area. So there's no madrasa system, there's no maktab system. So our new project, inshallah, to extend our madrasa to allow for a maktab system for afternoon children from 3 till 5 in the afternoon. That is one of our projects that we're busy currently working on towards as well, inshallah. And then we make the fikr and go out into the areas. Invite, if you have to see the masjid that we've just built there, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of people that come there for Jumu'ah and Taraweeh, Ramadan are now coming, alhamdulillah. So their children don't have anywhere to go to. So they basically, after school, they go nowhere. So we want to open a madrasa for them, inshallah, in the very near future, but obviously with the assistance of the public.
Maulana, I would like to say Jazakallah so much for coming through. I know there's challenges, but we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you and the rest of your organization strength, barakah, and the ability and long health and long life to continue the fantastic work that you are doing. And hopefully there will be light at the end of the tunnel with regards to all of this, inshallah. Ameen.
Jazakallah.
That was Maulana Ahmad Alawi from Miftah uloom, just giving us a breakdown of the work that they are doing. And inshallah, we make dua that this organization grows from strength to strength. From myself, Faraz Patel, and the rest of the team, do stay tuned to Hilaal TV for more content. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله؟ هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله؟